Here's a question of the ages. Is your favorite always the best, and vice versa? I say in this case it is. We're smack middle in Alien Week. We've been doing Alien content every single day since Sunday. But hey, it's Wildstorm Wednesday. And if you're new here, Wildstorm Wednesday is my long form study of Jim Lee's publishing powerhouse, Wildstorm Production. What we're about to do today, we're not going to go over too much of the story details because this is actually a couple years down the road, according to my arithmetic, on when do we go through the Wildstorm history, and then exactly when do we arrive to WILDCATS Alien. This is my favorite crossover book of all of them. It's the only crossover book that has true concept. So I want to sit down with you. I want to go through what happens in this book, why it's significant, why it's important, and why does it pump the stock of the aliens, because we haven't seen aliens this deadly at all, and I'm talking in all of media. They're going against superheroes. It's insane. There it is, AKAPADers. Cheers and good morning to all of you. Welcome to my messy drawing table. Get yourself some of that sippy sip. I need my coffee today. Holy crap. Don't mind me. We're dropping these soon on my website. On Wednesdays, we're going to be doing food reviews again. Everything that you guys see me do on social media, it really started with the food stuff. Say hello to Pike. Say hello to Crypt. Could the Wildcats use some Pike in this comic, or Stormwatch use some Pike in this comic? I'm going to say yes. So what's Stormwatch? We have to talk about Stormwatch before we talk about WILDCATS Aliens. Stormwatch is a militarized superhero group. They're kind of like their own UN, United Nations, but they're outside the sovereignty of the UN. They operate on their own terms, and they collaborate around the world solving problems, and they're all cool superhero guys. We have Winter, Diva, Battalion, and his new silver gear, and Figi, or Fuji, if you guys like to say. So the title, under Grant Morrison, gets canceled at issue 50. Change or Die, 3 of 3. Not Grant Morrison, Warren Ellis, everyone. Warren Ellis evolves this title into what later becomes the Authority. He sets up the groundwork for Planetary and the Monarchy. The Planetary, somewhat memory hold right now, and the Monarchy is gone, right? No one remembers the Monarchy. So we get into volume 2. So we're done with volume 1. And volume 2 is Battalion now. He's Weatherman. And we got Jax Hawksmoor. We have a new logo. This is like kind of like the Stormwatch logo. It's like kind of like a watchful eye. And they interact with what's called the Bleed. And the Bleed is basically the realm between worlds and between like dimensions, okay? So it's like this membrane of the universe. So Stormwatch goes from like looking over Earth. They look over Earth. They're like, you know, looking over Earth. Into their dimensional heroes now. Let's just say, editorially, this reboot didn't work. Let's just say, like, the sales are dipping, sales are dipping, sales are dipping. It's not quite catching steam. But what he's doing here is so interesting. It's just, the company just lets it go, basically. So you get this opportunity. You get WILDCATS Aliens. You get this collaboration with Image Comics. If we go here, let's look at the credits. Right here. Wildstorm Productions. Here's the Wildstorm crew. Jim Lee, publisher. And let's just say they collaborate. And they're like, hey, can we use a, like, you know, like, let us use aliens for one shot, and we're going to do something cool with it. So, you know, Dark Horse is like, whatever. Just, like, pay our fee. Whatever you want to do. Just don't do anything stupid. We just want to prove it. And you segue everything that's failing in Stormwatch and you, let's just say you want to transition Stormwatch into another book called The Authority, which I don't have any issues with, by the way. So let's kill off Stormwatch. Let's kill off Stormwatch. We open with the Empire State Building. This is a escape capsule. I love the long panels. Manhattan, 0728 Eastern Standard Time. Stormwatch crashing into Michael Bay style into the center of the city, creating nothing but havoc. And AKAPADers, I love the triple paneling, the long boxes here. It is amazing. It's magnificent. It really pulls you in. It's not cinematic. I hate that term. This is just comic book paneling done well. And we continue the long panels, and we just see this escape pod just tore up the entire city. And we get a little bit of like Stormwatch's, you know, their on the ground suits, we'll call it. They're men in black. The men in black are going back and forth with what's easily the, not the UN, but they're more like the National Guard. And then we have local. So it's like local, National Guard, and Stormwatch. And they're just banging, going back and forth, and we see everything's being watched by Void and Grifter. This is one of the things you love about team books, when you just get like odd pairings, and you kind of, because you get like a different type of banter. We're immediately caught up to everything that's happened by the time we get to the end of page 7. This is Flint. Flint says, look, we got overrun. There's this creature. I killed one. It sprayed me with acid. It knocked me into the escape pod, and I accidentally shot myself on Earth as we were trying to escape. So we get all the exposition. I remember something on my face, pushing, but I closed my mouth, locked my jaw. It could have been a demonite. So Grifter's like, damn, demonite. And then we see that Grifter, this is, guys, this is, let me explain something. Because everything goes to Watchmen. Everything. What's the point of Watchmen? Why are we talking about Watchmen all of a sudden? Because I'm going crazy. Watchmen, right? Big book. People criticize Ozymandias here. I did it. I created world peace. And people criticize him being able to do that. And spoiler alert, but he fakes an alien invasion. And I'm trying to find a good image of that. Ozymandias fakes this alien invasion. Right here, okay? And it's teased throughout the book. We get like notes, we get hints of it. We see like there's a, you know, like they blow up a vessel. There's some like artists on the ship sinks. So he's covering his tracks as he hires the people to create this. Okay? Alien invasion. Watchmen's whole point is the smartest man in the world, aka Ozymandias, faking an alien invasion. And throughout the course of the book, we have what's called the Black Freighter. Let's right here, Tales of the Black Freighter. This is a comics journal faux article that Alan Moore created. And through the course of Watchmen, we get this kid. This kid's reading the Black Freighter, and I'm not finding any of it right now because because I have to, right? But at the end here, when everything kind of goes nuclear, see, we see the boy, and we see the guy that sold him the comic, right? So this, we see Black Freighter right there, right? Right here. So war is coming, the end of the world's here. So what people always question, why does the Black Freighter exist in Watchmen? Like, what's the overall point of it? The point of the Black Freighter, and let me just find, throughout the book, we see the kid. He's reading, it's a comic book in a comic book, and we get the Black Freighter. And we always get this observation of why is the Black Raider in Watchmen. People think it's almost just like this gotcha. But at the end, when everything is, the end of the world's coming. See, like the kid finishes the book. See, the end. He's like, yo, kid. He's like, why do you keep reading that and rereading that? And here's what the kid says. Because they don't make sense, man. That's why I gotta read them over. Because they don't make sense. The comic book in the comic book doesn't make any sense. The comic book in the comic book doesn't make any sense. Keep repeating that. Because we have Void and Grifter here, and they're in, you see, they're in white coats. And they're just amongst, you know, like, look at the people that are around. It makes no sense. And we get this guy just like staring at him. He knows something's up. And this is from a guy that understands that point in Watchmen. Warren Ellis understands the point in Watchmen. Which is comic books just have to be comic books. And sometimes we get dumb crap. So all of you out there that take it too critical, too seriously, and you don't have an insight, meaning you don't read the material, and you don't look at it. You literally don't look at it. The stuff goes beyond you. So this is a futile effort of this channel sometimes, because I can do the Wikipedia article driven walkthroughs. And we don't do that here. We read and we try and along the way educate. So here we go. So we get some backstory here too. The banter, right? Again, we're all caught up. Between the banter of Grifter and Zelot, we learned that they had a relationship. They had a full relationship, and they're kind of bitter towards one another. You know, there's Demon Knights on Skywatch, and then boom, Jacob Marlowe's like, Stormwatch is space station. Oh, please. There's some WILDCATS exposition here that we're going to skip. We just need to know that the WILDCATS end up on Stormwatch. So this is Stormwatch, Skywatch, the Watch Hall, and they teleport in. So Stormwatch has Skywatch. And they're immediately in darkness. And I love the scale of everything. So they try and get Maul here to work the computers. And he goes, hey, do you guys forget that, you know, the bigger I get, I lose my intelligence? So they just jack into Spartan's eye here, which is amazing. And we get this replay. So we get all of our exposition. They kind of encounter like an alien floating cocoon. And, you know, we just see like hell slowly breaks loose. And the alien comes out of the cargo bay. We get some nice exposition here in case we missed it from Void. That's what we came here for, isn't it? Warblade's ready to go. And here's the wild thing. Warblade's the only one that doesn't have any issue with the aliens. I love it. But they teleport further into the ship. They're trying to get guided to where they think the remaining Stormwatch is hold up, or at that point get out. But as soon as they teleport, and I love this, Spartan's like, Spartan knows something's wrong. They talk about, look, it's goddamn tropical in here, Maul. I love the idea that they sell the concept that when the aliens start to kind of breed and make their eggs and do all their fun stuff, the environment itself changes. And the aliens, like the Predator, they're tropical climate creatures. They can survive anywhere, but they prefer the tropics. And who doesn't? Yeah, so we get some fight here. Grifter, Zelot cuts one in half. We get Void here getting attacked. Look, she gets the inner, what is this? The inner tongue, like the death tongue of the alien right in her stomach. And look, Maul just tries to rip this guy apart. And look at his hand. Dude, I love it. He immediately, look, Void, can you get us out of here? And we just see, like, it is just nothing but deadly here. But I love this panel. You just, like, there's such a desperation in Maul's face, just smoking with that acid blood. Yeah, and then, like, Maul's kind of taken out. So Maul gets taken out. Zealot notices that the acid is just slowly burning her sword. So we make it further, and they come across Hellstrike and Fuji. They're dead, and both of these characters were they were like plasma based, and they kind of mentioned that, like, how do you even kill a plasma based life form? And like the mist, they're like breathing in them, like, because they're dead, and they reverted to mist without their containment suits. And yeah, they're gone. And then here we go, a little drop of that alien spit on Warblade's head. Alien comes down, and I just love, it's like the only easy kill in the entire comic. Warblade just rips that alien in two. And then we have reference here earlier that Fahrenheit weatherman, aka Battalion, he basically tells like, there's a nice, and during the communications here, he goes, I forget where it is, somewhere, but he's like, look, he's like, if we have to, like, unleash Fahrenheit on them, like, if we have to fall back, let Fahrenheit rip them apart. Here we go, look, unseal it, damn it, set Fahrenheit loose onto it if you have to. So they encounter Fahrenheit here, and they say that she's completely taken apart by an alien. It's so eerie. I just love these 3 panels. And then we get something unexplained. So the alien somehow channels her power, or it, like, duplicates it, but he breathes fire. The alien breathes fire. Fahrenheit is a fire-based power set. I don't know. But yeah, more fighting. More cocooning. More death. And then here we go. They finally find. And just, like, look at the destruction. I mean, all of Stormwatch is just gone. And this is what's left. This is everything that's left now of 61 issues. Because this continues into, or 60 issues. This continues into issue 11. Yeah, I mean, I love Spartan carrying Maul here with the torn up hands. So everyone's beat up. They break up a little. We see that Zealot, and Zealot makes a reference. She's like, look, like, my blades, like, I can't keep up fighting. My blades are not going to hold up longer. But I just love that they do clear out a room of xenomorphs. It's just beyond cool. It's a great character moment. Forgive me for not shaking hands. Something almost ate mine. So Winter's down. So Winter's like maybe the last powered Stormwatch. It's like Winter and Flint. They're the last 2 surviving members of Stormwatch at this point. And then here we go. Grifter and Zealot find the Queen. Would I prefer... I understand, dude. Like, like, everybody wants to draw the Queen. Everybody wants to write the Queen. Does this story up until this point need the Queen? I will say no. Because, like, we kind of know enough about the alien lore. If we're reading this, we're excited to read this. But anyway, so they're fighting in the hive. Stormwatch trying to evacuate they get attacked by another horde of aliens. Weatherman, aka Battalion, he takes them out. We see Spartan here. He gets compromised. Which is so cool because Spartan is essentially an android. So we have like an alien story yet with another android. It just works so well. Yeah, and then we got Battalion's second-hand woman. She's with Winter, and she's like, you know what? She's like, the guy, like, we won't be able to self-destruct. We have to fly this thing. And Winter basically convinces her he will do it. Everyone slowly gets evacuated because they try to make their way to a transportation portal, or transportation bay, which is why they split up, and they couldn't do it.
So Void, she gets her strength back, and Void like just slowly starts teleporting people. So everyone gets teleported out. Grifter and Zelak nuke the alien. I just wish this was a little bit better of a panel. But they nuke the queen with a bunch of grenades, because he makes a reference here. To hell with you, you fat bitch. I didn't want another birthday anyway. So Grifter's on like a suicide mission. But he nukes her. Weatherman gets them to the proper transport. They transport out. Void comes back for Grifter. So as we get a little bit of symmetry here, as we begin, the two that started the mission are the last two to leave the mission, and then we get Winter flying Skywatch, aka Stormwatch, into the sun. And it says here, like, for a few days, codename Winter, Nicholas Kafarov, born in Russia, was the fastest man to ever live. And that's it. That's the end of Stormwatch, guys. So Stormwatch in the WILDSTORM universe ends pretty much off panel, off comic, and everything gets continued in Stormwatch 11 Aftermath. And I believe there's only one more issue after this. And then here's the wild thing. The Authority, when the Authority comes into light and they get their own series, they fight. They almost fight like an alien. They fight almost an alien cocoon like pyramid that's in space, or like it's a monolith in space. And they don't reference what it is, but they hint that it's this. So in a way, the fight against the Xenomorph continues in the Authority. So the things that they set up here, I always liked the Chris Bruce cover over the Gil Kane cover. But, this is why I hate alternate covers. Just give me one good cover. But yeah, guys, Wildcats Aliens, it's my favorite crossover. It's also what I consider the best crossover, because this has repercussions in the WILDSTORM universe and in the thread of Stormwatch. There's serious repercussions from this, and for a while, here's the crazy thing, AK Padders. This used to be a wall book. This used to be like a $50 book, because they never got reprinted. You would get the reprints. There was like basically Stormwatch volumes 1 through 5. That was the Warren Ellis era. This was not in there. So, like, there was a need for it. It's a shame that it dropped in price so much, because this leading into the Authority is one of the all-time arcs and runs, and it's a display of what you can do, like, when you're given something. Meaning, you're given aliens, you're Warren Ellis, do something with aliens, and he does this. And it goes to show you what real creativity does in the realm of comics.